Welcome to another exciting episode of the $1 Million Peddlers. I'm Paper Guy.
And I'm Mr. Magazine.
Okay, you don't have to be loud here.
Sorry.
In the live show, you're fine. Just in the studio show, you're
really? I wonder why. It doesn't make sense. Okay.
Welcome to Hump Day Happy Hour. Salute. And today we enjoyed Black Velvet with that slow Southern style.
Thought you were going to sing that song, Black Velvet. I was going to go.
That was the lyrics from it.
Good for you. All right. Well, yeah, I'm 48, not 58.
Nice. Are you going to say hi to anybody?
I am ready. I'm ready. Perfect Paul. Carl Cards is in the house. Perfect Dave. Perfect See the Lights. Perfect Lori. And perfect Stephen Holden. How's it going, everyone? Sorry.
That's all right.
God forbid I talk.
Wow. It's early. There was something in that Black Velvet today. Welcome, everybody. We're going to have a fun show tonight.
Where's Dawn? Where's Dawn? Dawn! Where are you?
A fun show tonight. A lot of neat things going on to talk about with you. But why don't we start out where we always do? And I'm curious, how are sales? If everybody out there could just let us know how your sales are, and why don't you take it away?
Honestly, they're up and down. Amazon's up and down. eBay's up and down. I mean, they're not putrid, so I can't complain. We got more things listed. We got more, the listers are doing their job, getting stuff on. I can't complain too much. The website's doing all right. It could always be better, but I don't think I can complain at this point.
That's a first.
Okay.
That's a first.
I wish my wife would say that.
You say hi to a couple of people and see how.
Yeah, we got perfect. I think I said perfect Lori and Steven. So we're moving on to perfect puddings, which makes perfect sense. Perfect puddings postcards. Can anyone say that 10 times fast? I will try. And perfectly Hayes is in the house. Perfect John Jones and perfect pudding postcards is back in the house. And perfect Busser. Or is it Booster? I don't know. I'm going to blame it on the shot. And Millie Vanilli blamed it on the rain.
They did. People are puddings just telling us how sales are. You put it up on the screen.
Perfect pudding postcards. Perfect pudding postcards. Perfect pudding postcards.
25%.
Whoa, nice. Whoa. Yeah, yoy. Yeah.
Year on year.
I'd like to say yoy. I can't say yoy. Yoy. I see yoy. All right. And also, perfect purple Sorco's in the house. How's it going? And perfect See the Lights as well.
Nice. Other people are telling us how their sales are. You are
all right. Really I'm getting there. Hold on. We got perfect John.
Sales pretty darn good.
Good for you. Good for you.
Mr. Middling is pretty good.
Yeah, you got that right. Yep.
All right. Good. That's a good change.
Pudding said we've already seen that one.
Slow last few days. Okay for Steven.
Picking up last 2 weeks. Good.
All right.
Just okay. Well, at least we haven't seen a putrid yet. There
are no putrids. Yeah. No, nobody's putrid today. Days are great or mute. No in between. All right.
Good.
2-3 items one day. Nothing for 2 to 3 days. Then a sale or two.
Perfect Sensibles in the house. How's it going? Perfect Linda. All right.
So my sales, my Amazon.
How are your sales?
Oh, thank you for asking. My Amazon is.
Hold on. I got to stop you. This is way too important. Perfect Dawn is in the house.
There we go. My Amazon, I think it really is starting to catch up with me for not having listed very much at all on Amazon.
You get out of things what you put into it.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah. And I've barely listed anything this year on Amazon. Very, very few items. Probably once a week, I list 4 to 5 items. Mm-hmm. And I think that it's kind of winding up on the older stuff. Isn't selling so much anymore because I'm not really putting any new stock on there. So I'm feeling it there. eBay is not bad. I mean, eBay is just been consistent for the most part. Yesterday wasn't very good, but today was decent. So overall, we're not bad at all on there. And again, as we know, I've been trying the item specifics, changing those. I actually sold one item. I changed item specifics on.
Wow.
So I don't know, a couple hours worth of work, I sold one item.
Speaking of item specifics, we had a talk with one of my better listers that lists oddball eBay stuff. And we're looking at his numbers, and obviously on Amazon, he's pumping them out, which rightly so. eBay, depending on what he's listing, because he's all over the place, it's slower. 10 items an hour, 12, 15. And we're looking at his listings, and he's putting all the item specifics in. Is it really worth that for my type of business, unless it's like $50, $100 or something that needs that?
I would say only the required. Obviously, you cannot list it without
that's what we told him. We said, do the required. Everything else is in the title. They're going to, whatever they want to hear and see, they're going to see it there.
Now, my other opinion would be if he's listing same type magazine. So let's say he's listing Time magazines.
Yeah, he does more like toys, oddball stuff.
Oh yeah.
Accordion, then he'll do a face, and then he'll do
I would
a
just
slot car. So he's all over the place.
I would do required. So I was just say if you're going to list 40 Time magazines,
right,
you could put English in on the first one. Just
sure.
English will follow through all of them.
Yeah.
But otherwise, no. If you're doing all different things, I would just do required on that.
Okay.
Yep.
For the record, we've passed 5 minutes on the live show, so no one will be perfect from this point on.
Wow. Okay. So the imperfect CJ Gordon, is that what you're trying to say?
CJ Gordon's in the house. How's it going?
Wow. Mocking our viewers.
It's not a mock. I'm just saying. I'm just omitting a word. That's it. That's all it is.
Sales improved some, but not great. Okay.
All right.
That's good.
And everyone else is saying hello. All right. Take it over, Paperboy.
Yeah, so I did sell one item again, like I was saying that I did do item specifics on. I do think that doing the item specifics does help drive traffic as far as me continually doing it because it's activity on the account. So I think it is helping some.
Local Joe's in the house, and he can see the future because he already said it's another great show, and we were only 6 minutes in. So thank you, Joe.
Wow.
What? CJ is a ninja. I'm jealous. I wish I were a ninja. You might not see me at all. I'd be like this.
That is an improvement. So $million peddlers did sell 2 items. Etsy, I sold 5 items.
Cow, I almost fell out of my chair. Like, thank God there's a back to this chair.
And I checked. I've actually sold since I started selling on Etsy, 16 months ago, I'm going to guess.
Wow.
I think I've sold 101 items now, which
that's not bad.
Not bad for just starting out. That's about 6 a week. Or that can't be 6 a week.
I sold one and then they kicked me off. Yeah, it was a 1986 Playboy.
There you go.
Yeah.
And then the website, I actually made a sale. Imperfect Michelle in the house. Nice.
I feel so bad now. I'm going to have trouble sleeping tonight. We'll never use that word again.
I did sell website. A person bought 5 items off of me, all JFK Jr. stuff.
Every week, I'm so jealous. Why can't my website not take off? What are you doing? I mean, the adult site's taking off, but I can't get my non-adult to take off.
I'm just putting the card in every order. And then the gentleman that purchases using the Sketchy Cash app per Random Neighborhood Kid made another order, $420. So I picked up another $420 in my Sketchy Cash app.
Wow. So jealous.
So very happy with that. It was all stuff off the website, and he was very, very happy on that. So that's awesome.
Yeah. Michelle is the perfectist, if I said that correctly.
Perfectister.
Well, Sunshine Girl calendar, very cool.
Nice.
Yeah. I got a few of those. Perfect Linda's back.
Gone last week to the huge flea market in Hillsville, selling antiques and collectibles. Pleasantly surprised at the amount of sales. Nice. And I will say, Linda, when I did go to Madison Bachville, I don't remember if I had mentioned this or not. All of the dealers were happy. There wasn't as much foot traffic as there had been in like 2018, 2017. There were fewer people shopping, but everybody that went out seemed to be spending money. Having gone to flea markets for 20 years, dealers at flea markets are not shy about complaining about how bad sales are.
Sure.
They are more than willing to complain about sales.
More so at the end of the flea market, not in the beginning of it, I'm sure.
And when dealer after dealer that I asked how they were doing said, I'm actually doing well. When dealer after dealer said that, my eyebrows went up and said, wait a minute. It's like talking to farmers. You know how farmer sales are? If you ask a farmer how business is, he'll tell you, not as good as last year, but better than next year. So they tend to have the same type of attitude as flea market salespeople, and all the flea market people said they did well. So that is good to hear, especially because I will be going off to Springfield Antique Show. Be leaving tomorrow, 6-hour drive over to Columbus, Ohio.
Good for you.
We'll be meeting up Friday night with our mutual friend there, Mysterious Benefactor. Then Saturday be going back to the show, and then Saturday night I will be seeing the Ohio State Buckeyes play Toledo.
Wow.
Yeah, hey, that's a pretty hot ticket right there. And I'll be driving back Sunday.
Good for you.
That's my weekend. Now, we were talking about buys, and we were talking about Cash App. You had a buy, sort of. Or you had a sale, sort of.
I did have a sale. I don't know if we mentioned last week that I had my Avon pod full. Probably at least 5,000 Avon bottles.
That's probably true, Stephen. The resellers are all spending.
And so the Avon bottles, most of them were in the original boxes. They came from that Geneva deal a year and a half ago or whatever. So we posted on eBay, Craigslist, Facebook. Someone from Facebook that I think was in
Florida or California, one or the
or
other.
Missouri. So, well, the check came from California. The envelope came from Missouri. They called me from Florida. So, anyways, we sold it for $2,500. Check came in. I deposited into my checking account yesterday, and now this person's been hounding me that the check cleared. Did the check clear? Well, another tricky part, they added in the shipping cost that I have to pay the shipper for them. So I got my $2,500, and on top of the check, $2,000 for the shipper that's coming to pick everything up and deliver to her. Well, something didn't sit well. Like, why do I have to get a Zelle account or a Cash App account and send this company the money when she could have done it herself and saved everyone a lot of time and trouble? Because I don't even have accounts set up for those. Maybe Cash App, you said, but never used it. So I went to my bank today. The check is in my account. The funds are in there to use, but technically it is not cleared yet. And they think there's a lot of fraud going on. So they're going to hold it for like 20 days. I told this person that was hounding me at 4 to 7 o'clock in the morning about it clearing. I said, one, you haven't given me the trucking company's information even to send the money, so it doesn't matter if it's cleared or not. And two, it's only been a day, really. I mean, it's a $4,500 check. I mean, it's not going to clear in 12 hours. It should clear 5-10 days. So I told them this bank said it was fraudulent. They did not seem upset. They said, why? And I said, they just think it's a fraudulent check. It's got to clear. And then I said, if you want to, give me your bank manager's number. I'll give you my bank manager's number. They can talk and speed up the process. And in the meantime, give me all the trucking company information for Zelle. Crickets. I have nothing but heard nothing. So they were hounding me at 4 to 7 o'clock in the morning. They wanted it clear so I can send them the money. And now that it's fraudulent, haven't heard from them. So got to be fraudulent, right?
Definitely sounds as though it's fraudulent there. Yeah. Yep.
Good thing I went to my bank manager to clear that one up.
Nice.
Cool. Very good.
Yep. I grew up in Ohio, so I'm the Ohio State fan from way back. How about any other buys? What's going on with Connecticut?
So Connecticut was on, then it was off, then it was on. Then they wanted more money for less stuff. Then we agreed and negotiated. Then it was off. Then it was on again. Then it was off. Then it was on. He wanted a lot more money and more stuff out of it, and then it's off right now. But then he did contact you because apparently no one in this country wants to buy his toys, his magazines, and his sports cards.
Buy the whole thing. Buy one shot is tough.
Yep. I was supposed to give him a down payment of $5,000 the last 2 Mondays, and he got cold feet. And I just said, hey, listen, it's not going to work out. I got the Georgia deal going on. I appreciate the offer. I can't let you start taking tens of thousands of dollars out of the inventory and you want more money. We had an agreement 3 times, and I just said, good luck with everything. Hope it works out.
So right now it's in a holding pattern, I would say, because I think that a deal will end up getting worked out at some point. It's just going to be a little while.
Yeah, my concern is things missing out of there from when I first videoed the collection and took pictures. That's my concern.
Well, obviously it's on the back burner right now because Atlanta is next weekend. So Paperboy has Springfield Antique Show this weekend. Come on up and say hi to him if you see him out there. He has a great ability to speak in the third person. He also will be in Atlanta with Mr. Magazine the following weekend.
And who else going to be with us?
And Random Neighborhood Kid. And we Paperboy, I forgot my name. Paperboy will be over at the Allentown Paper Show the weekend after that. So 3 straight weekends of traveling.
So he's so lucky.
Any other buys, Mr. Magazine?
Oh, I do have another big one near the Boston area. That's going on October 11th. That is 500 big models. I think 1,500 adult magazines.
Like Anna Nicole Smith?
Yep, exactly. That's a good one.
Thank you.
And
I try.
And 2,000 non-adult magazines. So it's a big truck full. I got my buddy Aaron. We've seen him on the channel before. He's going out there for me. He's recovering from hernia surgery, so hope everything's okay. for yourself and for myself, so you can drive out in a few weeks. So take care.
Nice. So I ended up going, and thank you to local Ron, who has not made it in yet, telling me about the book sale. I did go over there. Turns out that the book sale that I went to on Saturday was a book dealer. Now, I was thinking about going Thursday when it opened and Friday, and I'm glad that I didn't. I'm glad that I went on Saturday. I did find, very good, Jim. Definitely do come up to me. And as I noted on the show, about a year ago, somebody came up to me at a local flea market. They recognized my voice. Apparently, I have a very recognizable voice.
That's the only thing you and my wife have in common.
Either that or when I'm running around places yelling, I'm Paperboy.
Now, in case you have laryngitis, what kind of shirt are you wearing so they can look out for you?
I may be a local celebrity. I very well may be.
An Allentown local celebrity, yes.
It was all book dealer stock. However, I did end up buying a few books out of there. And this is a little insider tip to anybody going to these sales. This was a book dealer. Now, it was kind of interesting. They left the door open. They're running they called it a warehouse. I wouldn't really call it a warehouse. It was part of an industrial building. They were running
an area.
An area.
Yeah.
The perfect way to put it. And then I looked kind of back because they left the one door open, and they had shelving with books all piled up on it. And each book had out of it a little piece of paper, which my thought would be it probably was an eBay item number or some kind of an item number telling them where it was. So they knew it was on shelf 4 here, and then they just looked there and looked for the number, match it up. So that was sitting over there. So that was kind of interesting to see that. So I know that they deal because they claim they were a bookstore, but there were no books to shop other than this one time they had all these tables out with stuff on it. So they're not a regular bookstore that you could walk in and buy stuff off of. So they must be an online bookstore. The insider tip, I did pick a couple of books up signed. They weren't bothering to pick books up and check to see if they were signed or not. So that was what I was able to pick up.
Nice.
And I did pick up a 1930s book with the dust jacket that I can find no other copies out there. So I'm going to price it at about $100 because it's a 1930s book with a dust jacket.
Yeah.
And there are no other copies out there.
Perfect.
So you can still make money even dealing with dealers like that, because I know that I'll do well on that.
What happened last Saturday? Because you wouldn't tell me till today.
So next up, I had a sheet music deal on my list over here. And I want to give a big shout out to Mr. Magazine, who said the paper go, you need to go out here. I ended up paying $120 for, 10 boxes of stuff. I would
nice
guess.
Lady, though.
Very nice lady. Yeah. And the problem was I probably overpaid a little bit. I probably should have paid $90 to $100, but I gave $120.
Yeah,
got a lot of
that's
stuff.
about what I paid, 10 a box. So.
Yeah, so I paid probably 12 a box, something like
Did
that.
you get the yearbooks?
She was not certain if they were going to sell the yearbooks or not, but she said she would call me on that as well. Just a lot of sheet music and stuff like that. Unfortunately, it wasn't high grade enough and enough regular sheet music. The problem was her mother used all the sheet music, so a lot of it had notes on it. Cut some of it out, down to the oversized stuff was cut down for use and all that. So I did end up taking that kind of stuff. It was damaged. I was hoping to find a lot of good stuff that I could bring to you guys out there in the auctions. But again, I will do well. I'll make money. There's no doubt all about it. So nothing wrong with that. A bookseller and collector, always ready to improve my personal library. Oh, nice, John. Very good. Very good. Yep. Speaking of which, I did go to a library sale today.
Oh, you're busy. Wow.
And it was another instance where I'm glad I didn't go the first day. I was going to go yesterday because it was open from 2 o'clock to 8 o'clock. I couldn't go at 2. I could have sneaked out of the day job to go, but my whatnot was at 4. I said,
no, really? I wouldn't know.
Yeah. I don't think I could make it to the sale, especially the first day, because you had to be a member in order to get in. And then you would have had to sign up for a membership. I said, it's just going to be a complete mess. And then I'm going to be bumping into people and all upset. I just said, something, I'll just go today. So I went right after the day job ended, 3 o'clock, went over there. And sure enough, went over and bought sheet music and songbooks. That was the area that I ended up finding that nobody else had really picked very well. So that I did pretty well over in that area as well. I'm both also John Doe, collector for 54 years. Oh, wow. Nice. I have not quite been on the earth 54 years, almost 53 and a half now going on. And then flea market, it rained, but we ended up going, and one guy had some paper, and I did really well. Well, I thought I did okay because I gave him $25 for a pile of stuff. Sold 2 items out of it for $75 for the 2 items so far. Nice. And obviously I bought more than 2 items. So I said, wow, apparently if you deal in paper, go during the rainstorm because you have no competition.
Sure.
And
nice.
A couple of dealers that have the paper are more than happy to see it go.
Yeah.
They're very happy to see it go over there. And I am working on, and by working on, I mean, I have to make a phone call, a collection of military books, which if I can get a hold of that, that'll be really good stuff for Facebook auctions.
Cool.
I can take a breath now. Now we're going to head on over to everybody's favorite time, Glitch of the Week. This one's on me, and this is a little warning out there to everybody with eBay's new listing. I bought a bunch of stuff and put it up for auction.
Okay.
Except it went up buy it now instead of auction. If you edit an item and then the next time you go in, you don't change anything, it will immediately put it up into whatever format the last item that you touched was.
We've seen that before.
So if the last item you had was something or other that was buy it now, it automatically defaults to buy it now.
Yep.
I wish eBay would. This is
you'd fit right in with my employees.
This is a little shout out to eBay of an idea what to do. Maybe down at the bottom where you're telling the fees, maybe just throw next to the fee a little thing that says auction or buy it now.
Yeah, why not?
That would help. It doesn't take much space up, and that would help because obviously if I see the fee and I see it says, store next to it. Wait a minute. No, I want to do auction on that because it is kind of hidden in there how to check whether it's on auction or buy it now. So that's the glitch of the week is me this week. Participation trophy to Mr. Magazine, who gave me a call Monday at 4:15, right in the middle of my Facebook auction, and decided to follow it up Tuesday by giving me a call right in the middle of my whatnot auction. So
I really need a secretary or something.
I'm thinking Mr. Magazine is the only person who doesn't think I shill too much.
No.
He's the only one that misses when the things are.
It must be prime time for me. It's got to be problem prime time, right? Jeez.
Custom label doesn't stay. See, now I've not had that problem with that. Year doesn't stay either with new.
New tool.
I've not had that problem. Those things do stay for me. However, I did have a problem with a catalog. Where is it here on my note? Catalog only goes back to 1939 because I was listening to a catalog from 1936 and I typed in 1936 and it goes value not found. So apparently you cannot sell catalogs prior to 1939 per eBay's
what do you do then?
Database. You just leave the year blank. You don't have to have the year in it but of course it's a recommended item specific. So it's a recommended one that I cannot fill in because apparently the coder doesn't know that there was something before 1939. Kind of crazy on that. And I did find another thing in there, and I don't know if you ever saw this or not, Mr. Magazine, or not.
Okay.
Underneath mags, you've got genre and topic, which doesn't make a lot of sense to start with because I don't know really what the difference is between genre and topic. But you've got the genre and the topic. Underneath the genre, I believe it is, there is something called, for your magazine, item specific, allegory.
Good for you.
Exactly. I looked at that and I said, I have never in my life used the word allegory in referring to a magazine. I don't know what magazines are considered allegory magazines, but obviously enough are that they decided to program that in, but not catalogs prior to 1939. So apparently it is more likely you're going to have an allegory magazine than a catalog from 1923. I
may live longer than all the listers because I don't have the stress.
Copy. Well, I do have the problem that occasionally when you go down to the description, the page jumps around. And also when you change categories, and it's only when you're changing out of books, antiquarian, you will click on something like, oh, I want to listen to sheet music. You click on sheet music and it goes right back to Books Antiquarian. The second time you do it, it'll make the change for you. So I have noticed that a few times as well. But overall, it's not that bad, but there are still some glitches in it. Like today was a Windows 11 upgrade. Oh boy. Yee. I just got that upgrade this right before the show. I upgraded that and it said, do you want to update and shut down? And I said, oh yeah, sure. Why not? Oh boy. I'll have a lot of fun tomorrow morning. Oh, did you notice anything about Amazon, Mr. Magazine?
What do you think my answer is going to be?
No. Seller Central's back.
Oh, yes. Okay, yeah. Well, you just had to reboot my mind here.
Wow.
I need an upgrade, I think. I need an 11 upgrade.
You're still running MS-DOS.
Oh, that's not nice.
Quick little story out there. Quick little bonus rambling story. And I may have mentioned this before on the channel, but I laughed out loud about it. During the middle of the situation that happened a year and a half ago when the entire country was shut down, and a lot of people were putting in for unemployment benefits, the New York State unemployment computers crashed because the system wasn't updated enough. And I know I've mentioned this before, but it still makes me laugh. One of the reporters on the radio was talking about it, and she said, oh yeah, the problem was the state computers are running on MS-DOS. Which made me laugh out loud. I said, so I asked a random neighborhood kid, I said, what is this? And I showed him, MS-DOS, the in writing, and he goes, MS-DOS? I'm like, no, it's MS-DOS. What is wrong with you kids? So
has no one seen the Pirates of Silicon Valley?
Apparently not.
Jeez.
One upgrade to 11, too many issues. That's not good. Oh, screw, you have to fix it. Slows me down a lot. Geez. You're having a lot of problems over there. How about item of the week?
Yes. Is this my first one? No, second one. All right. Is everyone ready?
We are all sitting on the edges of our chairs.
All right. So I received this as a gift. I don't know when it was. Probably 6, 8, 10 months ago. And I sent it in to get authenticated and graded. This is the Fat Comics. It's Golden Age. It's a 5.0.
That's kind of high grade for that.
A good friend of mine gave me this for a gift. Anywho, but I did send it in. It is restored, so it was very nice of him to restore it before he gave it to me. I didn't know he was that talented, but
I'm very good at that.
Nevertheless, Ched over at Rhino said it's at least $1,000 in this grade and restored.
Holy
but
mackerel.
It's a Golden Age Batman and Robin. Awesome artwork, awesome cover. I do not have it, so it's definitely going to go into my collection. And I'm very happy. So thank you, Paperboy.
Oh, you're welcome. Anything from my buddy, Mr. Magazine.
Next time you want comics restored, he'll give you his address. He will give you his address.
I'm a wizard. I'm a wizard. Wow, very good. Awesome. How about insulting offer of the week?
I've had a lot. They're just exhausting me, so I'm just deleting all this stuff. I mean, nothing like $1, but it's.
I'm going to say this week, I'm going to change it up a little. I got offers that, borderline insulting, the, $10 on the $22 item, and I've got free shipping, so it's really $6 on the $22 item.
The half offers are off the chart. I get a ton of it, especially if you've seen the Don Mattingly collection. We got hundreds and hundreds of Mattingly cards. Once they don't, and we price them a little higher in comps, so we're a higher comp, but once they don't sell and say it's $40, we're getting $15 offers, $18 offers, $20. I mean, it's like, come on, the card's worth $30, $35, and you're still offering half. It's crazy.
So this isn't really an insulting offer, but it was a scratch my head offer.
That's an insulting offer,
okay.
Paul.
Okay, Paul, you win. You win this week.
Yeah.
You do win.
Jeez.
Somebody offered to me, I will give you $60 for the 4. Now, they didn't want my courier knives. They wanted my courier knives prints that you have up, which is a fair offer, $15 a print, except I have 100 of them up. So that makes it a little bit difficult. And that is why Mr. Magazine and I always will tell people when they say things like, hey, will you take $60 for the 4 sport magazines you have up? please make the offers through eBay.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times they may have just seen the 4 they're interested in. This person saw the 4 courier and knives that they were interested in. Had they just said $60 and I said, okay, I wouldn't know which 4 to send them.
Right.
And then it's a whole rigmarole trying to get that all taken care of.
Maybe they wanted them all.
I know. Just wanted 4 of my courier. The rest are courier.
Okay.
So
you are a whatnot expert, I would gather by now. So we have a question.
A random question.
All right.
You have any experience with trying to enter whatnot giveaways? Yes. And it has an error that you can't enter a giveaway? No. I have payment and address info. No, I've only entered one time at any giveaway, and it works swimmingly, except I didn't win. Don't really know. It is less so than in the past, but it is a glitchy site. But it's a lot less glitchy than in the past. But I've had it before kick me out of my own auction. I've had it before where people could see and hear me, but I couldn't see them. Nothing could end up in the chat. It is a glitchy site from time to time, but it is getting better.
Seems very stressful. Luckily, I don't have any of that stress.
$1.10. Oh,
that's crazy.
Oh, jeez.
Yep. I hate selling ball cards because of the low ball offers. I agree, Steven. It's very ridiculous. And it's like these people don't even care. They're making $5 offers on $10, $20, $50 cards. And they think people are going to bite on it. It's crazy.
Jeez. Oh, another thing I noticed on there, which this made me laugh out loud. Underneath magazine item specifics, there is a topic, and you can look this up yourself, called virus.
Oh, nice. That's a
Which,
name.
do you remember a year ago, 8 months ago, something other like that, I had picked up some magazines. They were weekly news magazines, and I tried to list them, mentioning COVID-19 on the cover because if the cover story is about it, would not allow you to do it. So I did a search on COVID-19, and there are 1,000+ items on there.
Can you list it now?
There are 1,000+ items on there. Mostly seem to be books and things like that. I saw no item came up underneath magazines. So I don't know if they're still flagging magazines, but then they have a virus category. So I don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing on that whatsoever.
I would say, John, the comics, you could have some diamonds in the rough in there now.
Oh, yeah, definitely. If you want to take some pictures, John, and send them over to us at milliondollarpeddlers@gmail.com, we'll definitely be more than willing to take a look at them and tell you if you do have anything great hiding out in there. More than willing to help you out. No problem at all.
Yeah, if you want to know what not to do, do not ask Mr. Magazine what not questions.
Oh, it is time for the monthly. Oh, I'll give you $5 for your 20 you listed seconds ago. Provide immediate payment and buy. I always like that when the people say.
Interesting.
I always like when they say, "I'll pay right away." Well, I would hope so. It is time for the once a month favorite segment.
First, Barbara's in the house. How's it going?
Hello, Barbara. It is Cardi B on the economy.
Pretty soon we're gonna have 2-hour shows with all these cool things we're adding in.
So Grammy-winning rapper Cardi B knows that because of inflation, making money moves is getting harder. So apparently she was helping one of her nieces, I guess it was, get an apartment.
Okay.
And she could not believe how much the rents were. And she asked, "How are people surviving? I want to know. Like, my family and my friends are so grateful to have me. But what about people that don't have a me?" Which is a very good question to ask out over there. So she's basically complaining about how expensive everything is and how tough it is for everybody out there.
So if you don't know her, it's got to be tough.
If she can't, if she can't bail you out, it's got to be very, very tough. So just wanted you to know, Cardi B. She also said she was talking about home purchases. There's no MFing inventory when it comes to homes. Even if you can afford a home sticker price, it doesn't matter if the interest rate is effing. Oop, hey, I almost said it. Effing high as F. So that is Cardi B on the economy.
She knows her stuff.
She really, actually, she does. We will report back the next time Cardi B makes any statement on the economy. We're back to our regular show currently in progress.
Be friends with Cardi B. I would like to be your friend.
Oh, certainly. She's more than welcome to come on the show anytime. We'll do a special interview show. Another situation, and I brought this one up because I know Mr. Magazine had a problem a while ago with PayPal.
A long time ago.
Keep going to my pictures of Cardi B over there.
It's been like 2 years now.
So there was a startup company called Flipper Zero Testing Tool. I don't know if you ever heard of them or not. And they basically had a testing tool of some kind, and they were rolling it out, and PayPal froze their account because they were getting a lot of sales in. And they were then able to show PayPal, look, we're filling our orders, because the sales volume was out of whack with what they usually had. And this kind of ties in because remember last week, I had to change my PayPal password because I was out of whack with what I usually did.
Yeah, right.
So PayPal froze their account, and they were able to show, yes, here's the orders, here's the shipping on them. And PayPal said, okay, no problem.
Yeah.
And unfroze the account. Refroze it a couple of days later and will not unfreeze it right now. $1.3 million.
Wow.
Oh, sorry. $1 million. $1.3 million got frozen just because they grew kind of fast.
I got to imagine they get their lawyers involved and speed that process up.
Sure still, though, you're out $1.3 million and you're trying to fulfill orders.
Because usually it's a 6-month wait until you prove otherwise.
That's 180 days. Yep. That was exactly what the article said. 180 days. It was all locked up over there.
Wow.
Another thing that in the next post office update, they are talking about potentially getting rid of the regional rate boxes.
Oh, that's going to suck.
USPS proposes to eliminate regional rate boxes for Priority Mail and Priority Mail International. This proposal will simplify the Priority Mail and Priority Mail International rate structure. Will eliminate the regional rate boxes A, which here's something I did not know. Regional rate A is maximum up to 15 pounds.
I didn't know that.
And regional rate B is maximum up to 20 pounds currently. So
Wow.
we won't have to know it anytime soon.
Well, it doesn't affect Amazon for me, but it definitely affects eBay.
Yep. So they're looking to get rid of the regional rate, which actually, if you're not using those, use them while you can. It really is a great tool. It will save you some money. Basically, it charges you just above the 2 pound rate. So if you're charging or you're sending something out on eBay that's 4, 5, 6 pounds, you can save some money for sure.
So now you're going to flat rate boxes at this point, which stinks. It's like double.
Yeah, antiquarian uses them a lot. Yeah, yep. Unfortunately,
Ron's in the house. What's up, Ron?
That's kind of crazy over there. There's a thing over there. Showed up one time on my Amazon screen, and has not shown up since then. About Amazon Shadow Marketplace. Oh, you've ever heard of such a thing of that or not? The Shadow knows.
Sounds like an Image comic.
So I did a whole bunch of research on it, and apparently it's a way that you can have your custom SKUs, but in different area. I said, why is Shadow Marketplace even showing up on my screen? And but I'd never seen that before, so I don't know if you've ever seen Shadow Marketplace.
I will send it to you. You know me.
Oh yeah, definitely. You're absolutely right, Kelly. Absolutely right.
They deserve each other.
Wanted to bring up another interesting story. Speaking about postage rates going up, I read an article which was kind of crazy. We are the only resellers bringing a Cardi B on the economy. We're the only ones bringing you stories like this. The 95th Street Post Office in New York City does not have stamps. You walk into the post office to buy stamps, and they cannot sell you stamps.
Is there a stamp machine? Like, the vending machine?
No vending machine.
Is there a reason for this?
They're locked in the safe, and the person that's supposed to have the ability to get into the safe can't get into the safe. So they don't have stamps.
Safe cracker? Don't these locksmiths have safe crackers that can open it for them?
A result of unfortunate circumstances, officials with normal access to the secure storage vault are not available. This issue prevents the Park West Station's ability to sell certain accountable items like stamps or money orders. They can't even sell money orders.
How much are they losing?
Until a qualified locksmith is contracted. The Manhattan Postmaster and the retail team have been and continue doing everything in their power to resolve the situation. They expect a resolution. Now, you thought locksmith in 4 seconds.
Well, because I have the safe that I need unlocked with cards in it, but still, I mean, it's, they're around. So say you got to pay, hey, top priority, $1,000, get down here.
It's the post office.
They're making thousands a day probably off stamps and money orders. Yeah.
So that is what you call a well-run organization, or as they used to say, it's a hell of a way to run a railroad. Kind of crazy. Couple of other things over here real quick. We had a lot of fun, as we always do before the show, shooting some videos, so you definitely want to see them. We also had a lot of not so much fun, didn't we, Mr. Magazine?
What are we talking about here?
What did we do right when you came over at 6:02 p.m.?
We were trying to book flights and hotel for Georgia.
How was that?
Well, it wasn't bad for me because I wasn't doing it. I pawned it off on Paperboy because he's had a little more traveling experience, and he can handle the pressure more than I can.
So we ended up finding flights and a hotel. Everything worked well. Went through, clicked through, no problem. Put the credit card in, everything. Click through. This was on Travelocity, who does not sponsor us but can. We clicked through, and what did it say? It said something like, your trip cannot be saved.
Yeah, until you sign in or sign up or sign in. Something
you have to sign in or sign out. You log in or sign up in order for your trip to be saved. And we're like, what the heck? We just spent all this time.
Yeah.
Turns out what they were saying is, unless you have an account, you can't easily access it in a special area to be able to refer back to. But a couple of minutes later, as I'm like,
we're about to pay again, I think.
I may have sworn up a bit of a blue streak. I may have. Cardi B was a little amazed at my language I was using right there. And then all of a sudden, Mr. Magazine got the text telling him that it had gone through, and your thing. To any of those sites, don't make things difficult. It just, if you want to go and buy something or other without being logged in, just as a guest, make it easy, and then don't scare us by saying things like can't be saved, because we took it to be. It didn't go through, and you can't save. You have to start back over again after logging in.
Yeah. Four people, they put four people's names in correctly. All that
birthday,
stuff.
All that fun stuff. Yep. Just go to the local federal penitentiary. There you go.
Oh, my buddy's in the house. Hey, Logs, ready for the trip? The trip this weekend is off as of right now. The big trip is next Saturday. So we can go to...
I think he was talking to his pal Paperboy. Paperboy is very excited about the trip, but thank you for asking.
We can go to Dark Matter this weekend. There's that haunted house we want to go to.
Nice.
It's dark out weekend. The rooms are all blacked out, and you get a little glow stick.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
So, as Mr. Magazine found out when I yelled at him like Cardi B yelling about the economy, when he called in the middle of both my auctions, had a lot of fun at the auctions this week. Did well on Facebook. $169 dollars on Facebook.
Wow.
Plus shipping.
Wow.
So put some money in my pocket off of that. A lot of people showed up, and it was a lot of fun over there. So definitely do check that out on the Vintage Syndicate and Ephemera over on
what
Facebook.
time is this? I know to call in.
Yes, you're calling in. You're zooming in the middle of the auction. That's awesome of you. 4:00 Mondays. This Monday will be all comic books, as a matter of fact.
Oh, nice.
And then yesterday, I decided to try something different, Mr. Magazine. You probably saw this when you were reviewing my auction on Whatnot.
Make huge sales?
I did $360, I think $369 nice.
Wow.
As well. I did a themed auction. It was all holiday stuff. So it was Halloween, Christmas, things like that. Some pretty good stuff I had put up, and I was quite happy. I think I sold 3/4 of what I had put up.
I have a feeling this is Mrs. Magazine, not Logan, but we'll find out in about an hour.
So yeah, the auction was really good as far as that goes. I completely lost control of the Whatnot auction. I ended up, as I said in the auction, so you definitely got to stop by. It was a lot of fun. I said, long story short, there was a rocket ship for a Valentine's Day postcard that didn't exactly look like a rocket ship. So they were talking about how it was a massaging toy. And, you got to put it up by the fit. And I ended up losing control of the entire auction. And I said, I feel like the substitute teacher right now. I'm just going to sit in the front and play on my phone and vape and let the kids do whatever they want.
All right.
So, but it was a lot of fun. You got a good crowd showing up at both auctions. I'm not doing the auction tomorrow because I'm going to be in Ohio tomorrow. But I've got some boxes of stuff I'm going to bring. So I'm going to be sorting stuff out in the hotel room for the auction so I can put up the auctions. And I also want to do more themed auctions in the future because I think that's a lot of fun to do. And I may put a little pressure on myself. I may try to do the following Tuesday auction just on stuff I find at the Springfield Antique Show.
Cool.
So that'd put a little bit of pressure on me as well. So that'd be cool. Oh, thank you, All Things Cool and Common. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It really was. And we all had a lot of fun on that. One other quick thing before we the pocket rockets for sale. There you go. See, I'm losing control of this too. One other quick thing, and I want to give a shout out to Random Neighborhood Kid. He actually helped me for once without complaining very much.
Wow.
And I think this is probably what your main lister did. He was able to figure out how to do it. So I figured out when you make offers to watchers, you do that?
Yep.
Do you put any verbiage in the area, or do you just let it say whatever it says? Or what do you do?
I think there's something that
it's something
the old lister that did it before he quit a couple years ago put something in like, good luck on this great deal, or take, I don't know, something.
Oh, that shows up for you every time.
Yeah, I do see that. Yeah.
Oh, all right. All right. So maybe I made Random Neighborhood Kid do more work than he had to do. He ended up setting up a macro for me off the F8 key, where I always say, thanks for your interest. Have a great day, Dave. And all I have to do now is when I click in the box, push F8, or anywhere I want, I can push F8. So when you start getting emails from me saying, thanks for your interest, have a great day, know that I pushed an F8.
Almost.
Almost. We were almost there. Themes with comics were well. Yeah, I gotta work on that over there. I would definitely keep that in mind. And another idea that we had that I think will do well is magazines.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
How about Victorian trade cards?
Those would do very well. Yeah.
I just happen to have thousands of them.
Those would do well.
Maybe we should do them. Do you get back from one of your many trips?
Yeah. Definitely I would do that. Yeah.
We got a couple important ones coming up here. Hold on.
Oh, reminder, hit a thumbs up, everyone. Thank you.
John Jones, always a good input.
I think it was F8, not FU.
No,
but close.
FU works, yeah.
Close, yeah. Boy, ever since Cardi B.
That's Cardi B's key. Yeah, exactly.
Boy, I'm totally off my train of thought right now. So I'm thinking of maybe doing a magazine whatnot as well with all illustrated covers.
Oh, cool.
Like an illustrated cover artist one, and have people come on in. Am I leaving money on the table? Yes, but I'm also selling very quickly. And you've seen that was clean just the other day, and it's already filled back up.
Overwhelming.
And just constantly.
Yep.
And the deals are overwhelming, which leads us into the main topic of the day today, which Mr. Magazine is first time he's hearing it.
Exactly.
Moving toward the short nickel is what I titled it today. Okay. And I don't know if you've noticed or not, but you are as well.
I think I am as well. Well, I got both areas covered. I got the long tail magazines, record albums, stuff like that. But then I got the toys and sports cards, which really the high end stuff really has to be the short nickel.
Well, but that's not even what the short nickel is. The short nickel is short nickel versus the long dime is you buy 100 magazines for $100. You can either list them at $20 a piece, which would be the long dime, or you flip them all for $200.
Right.
And you are also moving more in that because you've sold the pod. You're trying to sell the other pod.
Too much inventory. Yeah. What can I do? But I got to get rid of the lesser stuff. That's just the name of the game, and keep my average ticket the same or higher. And that's where we're going. And then, that's why Connecticut, I don't need to buy the Connecticut deal, but there's a lot of premium cards in there that can bring my average ticket up. And sure, I'm going to make a smaller percentage, but you're talking about $100 to $1,000 items where, even if I make 10, 20%, it adds up to more than what I make off a $20 magazine.
Yeah. And we've done the videos before, and we have always been staunchly in the long dime camp. Always. In fact, I would say wholesale was something we were really opposed to, generally speaking.
Well, even on eBay, if you're doing lots, they take time. You can list 5, 6, 10 items at a time. You're doing 1 or 2 lots, and then they slowly sell 2, and you're selling them for less. So we stayed away from a lot of those type of magazine lots over the years. But at this point, the guy in Pennsylvania now, he said he'll take more. I don't know what he's going to do with them. I mean, he doesn't have a crew like me, but he's got a few guys that'll help. I don't know where he's listing 50,000
Well,
magazines.
he's going the long dime route, which again,
Right.
you definitely make more money on the long dime. But what I'm finding is right now, I looked just before the showtime. Now it's been a slow week of listing for me. I have 21 items up at auction, which means, well, of course, I did the glitch a week earlier, so I did list a few more items. But I've listed 21 items in the last week on eBay. Even allowing for the glitch, I've listed 35 items on eBay in the last week.
Yeah.
I went to a library sale today, and I probably bought 35 items. I went to the flea market. I probably bought 65 items. I went to the buy on Saturday. I probably bought, 400 items.
Yeah.
So we're talking, I bought 500 to 600 items this week, and I listed 35. And I've got the sale over in Ohio.
Yeah.
I've still got stuff from Madison Bachville that I bought. I bought a couple hundred items over there, probably counting those comics. I probably got 500 items I bought there. I've listed 70 of those items so far. The sales keep coming. The deals keep coming. I'm working on the military book lot and so on. I cannot keep up. I just cannot. You cannot keep up. And as much as I wish that I could squeeze, not every last time, but I could squeeze close to full value out of every item that I'm buying.
Yeah.
It's just not practical anymore. It just can't happen.
If you don't get to the point where you're going to have a helper at some point when you're retired, you have to start thinking about, okay, let me spend a weekend in my garage, pull all the cream out that I'm going to list, then go through your house and the lesser stuff, like I kind of did with the pod, load up the garage and say, garage for sale, contents. I mean, it's the only way to do it at some point, Just like if I get rid of the Avon pod, I'm going to load it up with 33 records, RPM records, and sell them at some point. I know they'll sell. There's probably 50,000 of them, and they're just sitting around. We're not listing them.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. 30, 78s. Never tried shipping them. Yep. Edison. Wow. Nice.
It reminds me, I still got all those 78s.
Yeah. And that's
again, just sitting in the garage.
Yeah. And so I'm not completely embracing the wholesale, but I would say certainly when I get into the Facebook or the whatnot auctions, I'm definitely selling stuff for less money than I could sell it for on eBay. No doubt at all. I'm leaving a fair amount of meat on the bone for people.
But it's a quicker sale.
It's a quick sale, and I'm making money.
You're turning over inventory too,
and I'm making money.
Right,
and that's what it comes down to. I'll give a perfect example. I know that I picked up some sheet music at the sale today, and one of the pieces that I'll be putting in, I haven't figured out yet whether it's going to go in whatnot or Facebook, is Stairway to Heaven sheet music with a picture of the band on it.
Yep, cool.
I start my auctions at $3. Somebody's going to pay me $3 for a Led Zeppelin piece of sheet music. They just will.
Yeah.
I paid $0.25 for it.
Right.
I will make money off of that deal there. Somebody will want it. I just picked up to save up because what I want to do is annually, I want to do a whatnot holiday auction with the holiday theme.
Yeah.
I paid $0.25 today for a sheet music with Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer on it. I just put it off in the basement, and I'll bring it up next year for my auction. And maybe I could list it on eBay or Amazon, and it'll go for $7, $10, $12 right in the middle of Christmas. Or I could put it in the basement, bring it up next year and whatnot, and it goes for $3, $4, $5.
Sure.
I paid $0.25 for it. And the time it would take me to list that, I could be listing something else.
Right.
And so on.
Yeah,
so
true,
it's a different way of thinking than I've had before. Oh, Echoes magazines, huh? What would you say on that, Mr. Magazine?
If there's no comps, I'd throw $50 on it.
On the number one.
Yeah,
probably
there's no other ones around, sure. Yeah, and I'd put maybe 15,
25 to 30 on the others. Yeah, I would definitely. Are out of my wheelhouse. Yeah. See, and I buy them occasionally, and I flipped the whole collection I had picked up to Mr. Magazine. But originally I was planning on doing that on whatnot as well.
Yep.
On that kind of stuff. And would I be leaving money on the table? Yes, I certainly would. Because whatnot's a lot of dealers buying, but I'm giving people opportunities. I'm leaving money there for them to make as well.
Of course.
Because I can keep buying and I can keep buying. My phone is ringing all the time with people trying to sell me stuff. And I watch all the sales, and, people watch out for me and say, hey, there's this sale. You should go to it. You should go to this sale. You should go to that sale. One of my coworkers, mother passed away, reached out to me and said, would you be interested in, got a lot of books, we need them gone because we're selling the house.
Sure.
So I'll be getting those cheap if I need them or want them.
Yeah.
And so on. Time after time after time. I just can't keep storing stuff. So
I agree. I mean,
I'm kind of going into kind of a hybrid wholesale type deal because again, Whatnot and Facebook are kind of wholesale. Those are mainly dealers buying off of there. There aren't collectors buying off of there.
Sure.
But again, and you're doing the same thing.
Well, sadly, even if the one container is 95% empty because there's some crap in there we got to get out, like non-magazine stuff, the Avon pod is still full. So right now I only have room in a container for 2 18-wheeler trips from Georgia, and there might be 3 18-wheeler trips. So I have to figure. I got a month to figure that out.
You're talking 18-wheeler trips.
Yes.
And this is all inventory that you do not need.
I
mean, honestly, I'm not trying to. And that's what I'm saying.
It's a hell of a deal. I'm buying pennies on a dollar.
I'm not saying you shouldn't, but I'm saying that is that deal.
Yeah.
And you also have a Connecticut deal in the works, Boston deal in the works,
Ohio
deal in the works.
Oh, and don't forget about
Washington State.
Yeah.
Who knows what other deals might be coming along.
I need another warehouse. I know I do.
Well, you need another warehouse.
A storage facility for the unlisted stuff. That's what I'm going to call it.
Well, you also need, lots and lots of listers, or you need...
We've been trying like crazy to get.
Oh, yeah. Why don't you tell about Monster?
We signed up for Monster 3 weeks ago. It was $200, and I think we got 30 applicants, 20 which were out of the country, 5 which were out of the state, and 5 that were in Rochester. And out of those 5, all 5 thought it was a work at home, and it clearly did not say that because it said about the warehouse and this. So we tried to get our money back because it was a waste, and they refused. They said no. So now we're talking to, we got Facebook ads. We got, I think we're going to try Craigslist, which is only $25. And Rochester Help Wanted, I think we're working on that right now. So it's tough. We can't get anyone to work.
See, and that's where all of a sudden, like I said, and Whatnot's where I'm selling to the dealers, you're selling to the dealers like full pods worth of stuff. But, you probably could.
If that were true, yeah.
Or we've heard of double deckers.
Yeah, oh my goodness, yeah, you need a forklift, a pallet jack, and
but it's always been said, and we've said it as well many times, but I don't think it's ever really sunk in until I keep tripping over boxes after I've cleaned stuff up and more boxes show up magically. The buying is the easy part. It really, truly is.
Yeah.
So embrace wholesale and understand that you are going to leave some money on the table. That on most items, there's nothing wrong with it. I'm not saying you buy a Honus Wagner card for $100,000 and you sell for $350,000 when you can sell it for $1 million. I'm not saying do that. Obviously, that's just one item. But when you get into the bigger collections of stuff, sometimes it's better just to be moving the stuff out quickly. You grab a couple of the boxes you really enjoy listing out of it, or a couple of things, and then you move the rest of it out.
Yeah.
I remember years ago, and I got to find them in the garage, I bought, hundreds of little golden books. I know I've got hundreds of playbills that I bought from somebody at a sale, and I paid right on them.
I wish you would come to my warehouse. And I know I got playbills, sheet music, just trickled in all over the place.
Yeah.
And I need the room. So.
Yep. And that was, I could do a playbill only auction, sit there, $3 start on 2 playbills and throw 2 of them up because they both got Helen Reddy in, or they both got so-and-so, and not even bother looking them up or anything. And hey, hopefully you know your playbills well enough to know that that's a $50 playbill. Good for you.
Yeah.
What do I care?
Right.
I paid, if I'm getting $1.50 per playbill out of them, and I think I paid $0.25 a piece for them, get them going, because I'm not ever going to be able to sit down and do the research and get them all listed. I'm just not going to be able to do so.
I agree. And we're never going to list 3 truckloads of magazines either. But again, it was a deal. The original deal was 100,000 adult magazines, which we thought we could get into one 18-wheeler. And then when we found out that it was way more than one 18-wheeler because of the weight, it was 2. And then the owner of the company said we can get all the non-adult magazines that I wanted. So I started cherry picking. So it ends up being about 2,000 banker boxes, which I've been spending money having them drop ship from Staples every week, at least 500 a week in banker boxes. But I think we got enough room for the 2 18-wheelers, the first ones in the first 2 weeks in my container. The third 18-wheeler, I think we're going to unload it in my buddy's warehouse in Georgia, about an hour away from the Georgia warehouse. And then we'll just worry about that one later.
Now, I know we are, Random Neighborhood Kid is going down with us to help. and he and I will be talking about exactly how to chronicle the entire trip, because we definitely want to show you what goes into a deal like this.
This is the biggest one of all, as far as work involved, stress, getting everything in order, efficient, covering every ground. So yeah, definitely this is a big daddy.
Yeah. And there's a lot of moving parts, a lot of logistics in it. So Mr. Magazine will definitely go into it. We want to do this video right to help you out, maybe a 2 or 3 parter on it. Just so that way, when you come across a big deal, and by all means, certainly, as we've said before, reach out to us. We will help you all the different ways we can with it. But it should be a really interesting video. And when you see the volume of stuff, it should be kind of amazing.
Well, even the great deal I got on the collection is about 50% of the cost. So, if my deal cost me $30,000, it's probably going to be $60,000 when you factor in all the trucks, the flights, everything along the way, the labor. So,
the bankers,
the banker box, for sure,
and so on, and those numbers are really important also, because again, if you show up and you don't have any banker boxes, you can't exactly loose pack.
Well, and I'm paying the laborers to box them up now because they're in half boxes, which we can't stack and ship. So, they're taking hours out of their day to do that, because if we just flew down there and we had to do that, I mean, they've been doing it for weeks and they're not done. So we would never get it done. So.
Hey, Memphis Blazer, welcome.
How's it going?
So we definitely do want to do a video on that, and I'm going to do a video, haul video this weekend, I'm certain, when I head on over there to Ohio. So we'll do a nice little haul video, maybe 2-3 parter. I got to sit down tomorrow morning and talk with a random neighborhood kid about how I'm going to do that as well, because I'll be by myself, so figuring out how to work the cameras and all that stuff. Should be fun. But hopefully that does help you some. As time goes on, you will find that buying is the easy part. It also gives you the rush, and it also is the fun part. I mean, I really enjoyed going to the book sale today, and as I mentioned to Mr. Magazine before, one guy was there with a scanner and everything was beeping, and where out of this wholesale can I find the good things?
Right.
And I found it over at the sheet music songbook area. I think I did fairly well over there.
Adjust and adapt to the environment.
But it's also a rush, because you never know when you get in there who your competition is, how it is, who is it? Oh, that guy I know likes this. And if I know, not that you and I are competitors and not that you and I go to the same type of sales, but say that you and I were acquaintances, and I know what you deal in, and we went to an estate sale. Oh my God, there's a carded Star Wars, and I got it because I went a different way than you. It's like I'd be almost doing
strategic.
But I'd almost be doing a dance, going, oh, look what I got, what I got, and you'd be like, you got that, So it is a big competition as well. A lot of that stuff over there, and that's part of the rush.
I'm sure.
Definitely is. But hopefully that helps you a little bit over there, because we, from the start, have been all about the long dime, and we are beginning to change just because there's just too many deals out there, and the more business cards you hand out, and the more your internet presence becomes known, which, people find you via the internet all the time, and they find me as well. The more the internet presence becomes, the more deals that come along, more people that know, like my coworker knows now, knows that I deal in it, and contacted me. And they just need the books out of there. So I give them $20, take all the books. I don't even know what's there. They don't care. They want them gone.
Exactly. You got to do it. It's a no-brainer.
And so on. It just happens. It's a slow process. I kind of wonder if I'd had that mindset from the start, I wouldn't have a garage. I could park a car in a garage. Let's put it that way.
True.
I'd probably have more money and be able to park a car in a garage. But what are you going to do? Got 2 sudden out of the blue intellectual property complaints. Whoa, against me on Etsy. So Etsy banned me.
Wow, 7 years.
Oh.
Is that like 7 years of bad luck? Like, why 7 years?
No, he's been on there for 7 years.
Oh, he's been on there. Okay.
Yeah. Wow. Click on the next one down. Let's see if he says what. Just boom. Sucks to be you. I look forward to today's show. Thanks, guys. Oh, geez, Lewis. If you don't mind commenting what the intellectual property was, what franchise or what it was, just so everybody else can kind of be forewarned. Definitely would appreciate that. We're going to head on into Rambling Story of the Week.
All right. Well, if we all could have a DeLorean with a flux capacitor, we can go back to the mid-1990s. Me and my buddies used to go to rock concerts, and we went to a Lollapalooza one, which is a bunch of bands. It's an all-day affair.
Wait, was that like Paperpalooza?
It was, yeah. Before that, yeah. I think this was a little more successful, but you know,
Wow.
I don't know. Anyway, so you know, they had all
Say
these
at the Popeyes postcards face.
all these bands, and we were there all day, so we had a lot of alcohol. We're acting crazy, like you know, guys in their 20s act like. There's mosh pits and rock bands. You know, we're near the mosh pit. My buddy started going into the mosh pit. You know, and all of a sudden everyone's looking around. You know, because mosh pit goes on through every song, so it might have been 30 minutes an hour. Well, everyone's like, "Where's Chuck? Where's Chuck?" Well, they couldn't find me. They thought I was in the middle of the mosh pit, so they're pushing guys around. They're looking for me. Well, we were near the stage where the mosh pit was, and then they had their 18-wheeler there with all their, you know, the band, the equipment, and all that. They looked.
Were you putting magazines in it?
I was not. I should have at the time, but you know, they're looking all over the place for me. I was underneath the 18-wheeler sleeping. I tend to get tired and my body just shuts down. But you know, they were concerned that I was getting injured in the mosh pit. Like I fell down, because people fall down in the middle of a mosh pit, they can get injured.
Right.
I was there 1 minute I wasn't. I kind of like walked away and I was drunk. I'm like, oh, it's nice and quiet and lighter under here. You know.
Now you didn't sleep through Cardi B's performance.
I would never do that. No.
Okay.
But I figured that was rambling worthy. You know?
That was good. I see a couple other people there talking there. Oh no, not whatsoever. You could be
true.
Third party tool, like, yep, that's true. Very true. 2 random band patches.
What the heck?
Wow, that's scary though. That's scary. All the sites are doing that over there. You know, like I mentioned last week, I purchased a bunch of books, and you can't list the Beatles books over on Amazon, and they're obviously gated at this point, the Beatles stuff. And there was a Billy Joel piece of sheet music that I had picked up, and it looks like Billy Joel stuff is gated on there too.
It just doesn't make sense to me how an item that they've already sold and made money on, you can't resell it. It doesn't make sense to me. Honestly, it's crazy.
Because the only thing available for the Billy Joel sheet music was it Kindle? That somebody or other could buy the version of Kindle.
Crazy.
There were no paper copies available, and if you looked right below, it said "see restrictions." So I'm thinking it must be something other that's blocked off on there. So I was going to list the Billy Joel sheet music over on Etsy, but perhaps I won't. I don't know. That's kind of crazy.
I want to say this, because I'm in agreement with Steven. You have less problems on eBay with that type of stuff than you would with Amazon and Etsy, obviously, too.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. I think you're right on that there. That is absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. Definitely want to thank everybody for coming on by. Hopefully we gave you a little bit of food for thought there with the moving toward the wholesale. We're not quite there yet, but we are moving toward it. And I can definitely see where the big boys can make a living off of it, just always flipping deals.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, think of if
you just need the time to do it, really. I mean, time and space.
Yeah. Well, I'm not even thinking that. Think of if you were a deal broker and you knew 10, 12, 15 different magazine dealers or different dealers, even a Connecticut dealer. Right. You could call the guy and say, hey, look, I got these toys. Here's what I need out of it. I got these cards to the card dealer. I need this out of it. And then you go up to Connecticut and then you send the stuff off, however you send the stuff off, and you pocket a little bit off of it as well. You pick up, 10, 20% off the deal, and you're doing a deal a week.
Right. True. Yeah.
You're doing a $30,000 deal and you're pocketing 20% on it for
the way
Georgia.
Things are going, who knows? I mean, if I have 5 out-of-state trips in the next 6 weeks, I mean, think about it. I mean, if it could be worse and worse the way things are going. So
yeah, but on the positive side, Mr. Magazine has decided to enlist the services of Paper Guy over on Whatnot. So there will be sometime in the near future a Victorian trade card show. And I'm thinking if I put together lots of 3 Victorian cards at a time, and I do 40 lots, so 120 Victorian cards.
We can do that easily.
If I could move 120 Victorian cards out of your warehouse every week, why, in no time at all, you could put 3 more magazines in there.
I can buy some binders of sports card sets and replace them. Yeah, very good.
If you do see me over at Springfield Antique Show over in Ohio, definitely do walk up and say hi. Definitely do love to see the subscribers. Wish me a little bit of luck going over there. I trying to reach out to a good friend of the channel, Don, the auction professor, but I think he said he was on a pick either in Mars or Antarctica, so he wouldn't be able to meet up with me.
Well,
I mean, that's kind of odd. Yeah.
Oh, that's exciting. Yeah. That's exciting.
And nobody else is picking Antarctica or Mars, so. He's just a little busy, so he can't meet with me. But, it's
all right.
Sure it's not me.
Yeah.
definitely do stop by Monday, Vintage Syndicate and Ephemera, 4 o'clock Eastern, for some good comics over at Facebook. And then do stop by Tuesday at Whatnot, and Thursday next week over at Whatnot for the usual nonsense that I put up. Want to thank everybody for coming on by. We had a really fun time today. Always fun. We should have some good stories from the road for you over the next few weeks. And we will see you next video.
Take care. Bye-bye.